Interesting. I can do either. I don't mind.
Do
All right,
as
I'll
you
do play by
wish.
play. That's what I wanted to get better at.
Do as you wish, Ortimer.
I'll do play by play. I'll welcome us in.
What are we gonna be on? C2, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my god. Are we live?
Oh.
Welcome everybody to Valhalla League, KWM, Kittens with Mittens versus Ice Age, the legendary rivalry matchup of Kenny versus Ducky, the ex-teammates, the storylines. Ice Age needs to win this game to keep themselves in contention for the first seed. KWM needs to also win this game to put themselves higher up in the gauntlet seeding. Any thing that you would like to see today, Ormer, in this matchup?
I definitely want to see KWM's team kind of play how they know how to play, because like you said earlier when we were talking before the game, how their first 4 weeks have all just been a major struggle where they were just kind of losing to themselves, and now that things are finally going for them, now they're playing against a team that's in contention for first seeds. This is kind of the game for them to show that they can contend with these top teams, that they've gotten everything put together now.
Yeah, this is a KWM is a team of misfortunes, I would say. They through many games early in the season, they lost many heartbreaking games to backdoors, to getting Fire Giant and losing a Phoenix Siege. I mean, it is a interesting story. But then you got the side of Ice Age, who is captained by Kenny. I actually like Kenny's draft a lot. I think Hagerdy's kind of come into his own in mid lane. Peaceman is a very interesting player. He plays Chiron a ton, plays Hu Yi when out of nowhere. Like he plays these oddball picks, X Ball, a couple of weeks ago. And then I can't remember their solo laner's name. Pretty solid player as well. But I think Ice Age kind of revolves around Kenny, and if the others decide to show up and do what they need to do. And I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see contested picks amid. Bstende and Hagerdy actually kind of have very similar god pools, I guess I would say. If you look at the games they played and the gods they've been playing. So I wouldn't don't be surprised if you see Sol as a very contested pick and being thrown into mid, Merlin as well. Um, do you think Persephone or Tiamat's gonna get through it all?
I don't. Tiamat might actually get through. I know Ice Age won't ban it. I know Hagerty loves that pick and he always wants to play it, but she always gets banned. Persephone, I think, is an interesting one. We haven't seen how she does with the meta yet, and if she's still what she used to be. I personally haven't seen her play a whole bunch, so I am curious to see how kind of Persephone fits into this meta. Is she now a top 3 ban, or are we going to see a god like Raijin become a top 3 ban, which we've been seeing up in the SPL. We've been seeing those players who are just so good on Raijin that now it's being first picked, and so I'm
Well,
almost curious about who's better between those two.
Well, the funny thing about Raijin is notoriously known for destroying tanks due to Raiju, his 2. And right now it's essentially a triple tank meta with
Mm,
the token jungler or the token support being in the jungle role. You got a guardian in the solo. You got obviously you got a guardian in the support role. So you're picking gods with a lot of shred, which is why Merlin's kind of coming back as well due to that.
I just think, I don't know, Merlin's always iffy to me because I feel like Merlin can have so much trouble getting away compared to Raijin or Persephone, because Persephone can just drop the cage on somebody and then she can just run off and the other team has to use beads or ult just to catch up with her.
Yeah, with her magnificent skill shot ability in her ult, where the vines come and attack everybody.
Although it's definitely a pick that I think Hagerty would play. I'm not too sure if Ice Age would want to first pick it though. Does Bastende also like to play the Persephone?
Bastende played it quite a bit before she got comp banned. Um, if I remember correctly, in the beginning of the season, he actually played it a lot in scrims, and teams actually started banning it from him. He loves Persephone. He's only played Tiamat once, and it was actually the first game of the season, and I think he dropped 15 kills, and we have yet to see Tiamat ever through in a KWM game again.
Mm-hmm.
Bastende is our sneaky little leader. He's Mr. Reliable. He will always perform, and I think it's taken a while for people in the Thor division to actually give him the respect that he deserves. I mean, it's hard to give respect to players that are on the bottom teams, records
Mm-hmm.
wise. And then when you look at it on the side of Ice Age, Hagerdy early in the season, I think had a lot of consistency issues, and then now he's been very consistent. He's picking up the slack when his team needs him to. But I really think the game revolves around their duo lane on Ice Age. When that duo lane goes, they usually tend to just stomp everybody in their path, and they had a huge win last week as well.
Mm, yeah, I'm definitely excited to see the supports face off, Ducky and Kenny. They're both great supports, and I'm excited to see them play against each other here.
Yeah, that was definitely going to be an interesting matchup there. I think they both play similar gods. They both like Fafnir. They both like Emoja. They both like Sobek. Like those are their three premier gods, I would say. I mean, Kenny likes playing Ares, but Ares isn't the greatest pick right now. We're gonna jump right into it. KWM with the second pick. Ice Age with the first. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Gilgamesh ban. Oh no, they're gonna ban the Merlin away. Basende's playing a ton of Merlin, so it's a respect ban coming out here. Odin, pretty standard. Nobody wants to deal with the big circles. God's very obnoxious, hard to kill. They do come back and give you the Artemis ban. Artemis is quite possibly the best hunter in the game at the moment. Her ult is ridiculously strong. Her passive makes it stronger with Ichabod. And I would assume this is where we're going to see the mage bans now, right?
I would assume so. I'm just really interested on that Merlin. On that Merlin ban, I guess Ice Age really is, like you said, bstende is finally receiving that respect he deserves, and they don't want to let him play it. Although we see the Chiron ban from KWM.
And that's a respect ban, right? Coming back from KWM saying that they don't want to see Peaceman on the Chiron. They said he has played that god more than half of his games this season, and they're going to remove it and force him onto another pick. So that's leaving Persephone and Tiamat possibly able to play, and the Morgan. Or not the Morgan, sorry, Morgan Le Fay. And we're going to see Osiris coming out. Token Billy plays a lot of Osiris as well. So that's an interesting ban. So these are all target bans, basically, I would say.
Yeah, these are all definitely like big bans. Like aside from like the Osiris and Odin, I think Osiris is just. I think Osiris can be a top 3 ban easily because just that god when you flex it in jungle or flex it or just go put it in solo. Either way, like we're in that tank meta, and Osiris just works way too well in being taken. It looks like we are going to see the Tiamat and the Persephone get through. I imagine we're going to see Ice Age
And Morgan Le Fay. The
yeah,
three best pages in the game all get through in PvP.
And Raijin's up.
And Raijin as well.
All four.
The fourth best option. So I'm assuming Ice Age is going to take the Tiamat.
Persephone.
No, they're hovering the Persephone. They're going to lock in the Persephone. So I'm assuming that's going to leave Kittens should take the Tiamat in response. And this is going to be an interesting, what a day to start off with. You know, Persephone and Tiamat both being played in the exact same game. Guess we're going to find out which god's better. Cerberus, 90% sure this is going to go into the solo. Cerberus has become quite literally the best solo laner in the game at the moment.
The guy, he just has way too much damage and can just box people out, and then you can choose to either go the Warrior's Axe or the Vamp Shroud. And there's just that god just can do so much right now. He's a beads burner. He's a beads burner for your team. He can do so much damage. He has the prot shed. He has pretty much like everything you want on a solo laner at the moment.
He can solo the backline when he wants to.
When he wants to, you know.
That's quite literally everything.
You were at Cerberus's whim when you were playing against him as a mid laner.
God, I hate Ganesh, but that god is being locked in. Should be their team fight's gonna be really good. Persephone with Ganesh pillars is gonna be extremely
Achilles. Definitely gonna be.
Slashface is gonna play the Achilles. He's notorious for playing Achilles actually, but this could be flexed into the jungle role. If it's not in jungle, it's 100% going solo, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see this Achilles go to the solo and we see an Erlang Shen in the jungle. For Ice Age, they seem to run that. Erlang Shen and Set are their pretty good picks in jungle.
Although I am still a little shocked that that Ice Age went to Persephone for Hagerdy because I know he loves this Tiamat pick. Like I've played it there kind of for teams before, and when this Tiamat pick comes up, it's all he wants. And I'm actually just a little shocked to see him go for that Persephone. And I'm wondering if Ice Age has a comp built around this Persephone, especially since we saw this Ganesha get locked in as well.
I think, and I say this might be a community perception. Perception is that Persephone might be better than Tiamat, but I actually think Tiamat's actually better than Persephone in the matchup wise because Tiamat actually, if he's in ground form, can just use his ult to CC him in the ult. And I think Tiamat's damage is more consistent.
Is that Razanami? KWM still running
Izanami? It's not here. This is a Hev. Is a Hev.
Boomhev. Boom's been looking great in the carry lane this like whole season. I've seen him on like the Heimdall a couple of times, and this man's constantly dropping top PD in like all of his games.
Yeah, target ban towards Hawkeye. Hawkeye does play a lot of Fenrir. He plays full tank Fenrir jungles. It's hilarious. I'm actually surprised they actually went for Izanami though. I thought they would lean more towards the Heimdall since Boomhev pretty much plays only Heimdall.
I just don't think they want to pick the Heimdall into this comp because he just gets like trapped in the Dharmic Pillars and the Persephone cage, and
Yeah.
there's just not much he can do.
Oh, Wheelix, it's an interesting band. Don't really understand it. That target band with the Erlang Shen, Hunter, or what's his new name change? Mama Spaghetti has been playing a lot of Erlang Shen. You know what's funny is that Hunter has the most deaths in the Thor division, but also has the most kills in the Thor division. I was looking up their stats yesterday, and I was like, wow, that's interesting.
Man just goes in. He doesn't care if he gets out. That's how it's got to be sometimes.
The life of the trade. Rat's being hovered gives him a little bit of global presence. I've never seen Hawkeye actually play Rat, so it should be interesting. What do you think about this Rat pick being locked in?
I actually think I like it because if Cerberus can like create the space and get, because when the Cerberus goes on this Persephone, he's gonna get her leap, her ult, or both of them. And if he does that, then that just lets this Ratatasker have free reign to go onto her as she leaps away. And once Persephone's leaps down, she really cannot. She can't pump out as much damage as normal, especially since we've been seeing these tanky junglers. So she's definitely going to struggle to get away from this Ratatasker. And once he goes up into the trees, I don't think there's going to be much she can do to get away from him.
The Rama is hovered. Rama is a very good ADC. I think he does well with the builds and crit. Just a very solid pick, very safe.
He also just shreds tanks as well, and
Outclong's
in that
to round out this draft. That's an interesting pick. Outclong's strange because if he gets ahead, he snowballs, but if he's behind, man, he's just useless. And Outclong doesn't really do well into Cerberus or Tiamat, and he's gonna really have a hard time sticking onto a Rat as well. So I mean, his main target's kind of Izanami. You're probably gonna see 5 beats come out early as well. So like now you don't have the value of the execute early.
Yeah, I can't say I'm a huge fan of the Outclong pick. It looks like Ice Age's draft. It almost feels like that they're gonna have to counter initiate, because if they initiate these fights with like Persephone and Dharmic Pillars, and then Kittens just chases them down, I'm not sure what they're gonna be able to do.
Sobek being coming out very high pressure in duo. I don't really like the Sobek pick here. I think we should KWM should have went with the Emoja pick. I think Emoja has a really easy time of blocking these certain players down. But the Sobek's going to displace a lot of people. I think we're going to be seeing him pluck this Ganesh off cooldown, is what I would assume.
They might just be looking for the Sobek for the beads burner, so that the Cerberus can get on that backline and either just beads for them. I think they're just trying to like find a way to get their beads down more often, so that they can use the Cerberus ult, they can use Sobek pluck, and not have to worry about the relics nearly as much.
All right, going into this game, who wins off of drafts alone?
I'm not trying to be biased here, but I like KWM's draft more. I just don't know what this Outclong pick is going to really be able to do into this KWM comp, especially since Tiamat just she goes into the ground floor and leaps away, and she's already going to be extremely tanky when she goes into that ground form, and I just think Ice Age is going to struggle to win these team fights.
I think the biggest thing is the use of these executes. If Achilles can get off some big executes, it's definitely going to cause some havoc, and it's going to allow Outclong to just freely go around. As we all know, I'm the franchise owner of KWM. I can never vote against them, but I also like Kenny with Mittens, so I think we'll split the vote. We'll go. I think Ice Age might take this one. I think their comp's a little bit higher execution rate, but I could see it working out. They got training wheels and the support. That god literally always makes life easier for everybody else. So definitely be interesting. I think definitely for us to watch is we're gonna have to see this mid lane matchup.
So we get into the game here. Yeah, I think the biggest thing to me is still this Persephone pick, because I just know Hagerdy loves the Tiamat. I'm just a little shocked to see it go over there.
When you get both mids that both prioritize it, I mean, if you really think about it, all the bans were target bans, except for the standard Odin and Gilgamesh. Everything else is very targeted ban based.
And actually, I think we're gonna see this matchup a lot today, this Tiamat versus this Persephone, because I think a lot of these bans are gonna come down to like both the gods being up, and teams are just gonna leap both up, so like we get one of them. And I think like by the end of this week, there's gonna be a solidified like this god is better than this one, so you ban this one.
Yeah, I would doubt that one bit.
But I think right now the meta is just in question.
So your question mark about how the Outclong is gonna play, his execute is going to be the Sobek every single time. Selbek opted for the blink. That means that he has no way of stopping the Alquan execute when that comes to it.
Oh, you're right. That actually kind of worries me. Because now he's going to have to lurk under the waters for the Persephone or the Dharmic Pillars, and then Ao Kuang's just going to run him down.
Yep. So, I think that's a little bit of misplay on Ducky's part. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll see it go through. This is a pretty straightforward matchup. I think Selbek and Izanami actually have pressure here. They should be able to get everything. They should strip everything. Selbek's looking for a plug. Does end up missing it.
Yeah. Definitely, it's so hard to get the pressure over the Izanami when she just has those autos that go through the whole wave just all at once. This guy just always has pressure, it seems. Here in the mid lane, we see Hagerdy a little bit poked out here. The stun on the Ao Kuang, and they're trying to... Unfortunately, although it looks like Hawkeye's the one who comes out more poked out, and bstende, KWM here awfully low after this trade. Ice Age still has to land it.
You mean Ice Age awfully low off that trade? They got the beads and they forced Ao Kuang to use all his pots.
No, did
that's a win on their part. Oh,
my stream quality actually kind of went down. I didn't even notice that one of them had beads. That's unfortunate. And we see Duo here. We see Izanami still with the pressure. Oh,
the
great
puck is on the mark. They do find the Ganesh. He's gonna get himself away. I apologize, Omar. Take it away.
Okay. It looks like Ganesh will just be able to dash away there. Definitely a good play by him to not... I imagine Ducky like really wants to pull his beads, but it looks like Kenny is just... He's disciplined and knows he doesn't have to use the beads there. He has the dash up, so he's not worried about dying there because they have no way to stop the dash. See?
The biggest part is level 5 for them there. Cerberus ends up taking away the backs over here. He's going to, knowing that the 1 is down. There's no way that Achilles is going to be able to strip him away.
Oh, and it looks like Kenny still kind of low over here. Definitely a worry, but over Kenny, luckily, since Benevolence got nerfed, he does have Sentinel's Gift now, so he will be able to just sustain back up. Because, you know, supports finally get a fun item and everyone else just decides to abuse it. Although it looks like Ao Kuang over here looking for a possible blue buff invade. I don't know if KWM knows about it. Although it looks like KWM's looking for the gank.
They're heading on to him.
Hawkeye's going to go in here. He's going to pull the Achilles bead. He's going to get him low. Achilles is going to escape into his tower on little to no HP. And I would assume that Ao Kuang was able to drop that blue. And it looks like, however, KWM is going to look for the blue buff invade themselves. Ao Kuang here by himself, but Hawkeye's awfully low. And first blood goes to the sides of Ice Age. Just... I don't think KWM was ready for the amount of damage that Ao Kuang was going to do there.
Yeah, the dragons whack away, and a pause does come out. No idea on who. I think that was a very risky gank on the side of Hawkeye. Trying to go for a kill instead of confirming your jungler's blue ends up... Now, it's going to end up being that he's going to fall farther behind. And that's something you hate to see with the Rat. Rat wants to use his early rotations to get kills.
I just think also maybe he pushed that a little too far because the Serb leap was down, so Serb had no way to catch back up to him. And I think they would have done better off if they just went to this blue together at like full HP and then took this fight. Because I think all Rat had to do was hit one Acorn stun and then Serb hits the stun right after, and I think whoever they hit probably just dies or has to run away. But now, since it seemed like the solo and jungle on the side of KWM weren't really on the same page, and now they've ended up losing both blue buffs, which is going to hurt Serb heavily.
Server, I mean, he has Vampiric, so he's gonna have his damage. It's not the end all be all. But knowing that the beads are down for Mr. Slashmage, he should start ulting him off cooldown to try and force his ult out. So make sure that ult is never there for safety reasons.
Over and do here. Oh, the Pluck gets hit, and going on him hits him with the knockup. I think Ramadash is down at the moment. He gets awfully low here on both members. We see the Izanami dash in, trying to find the kills, but Ice Age will just barely get away on low HP. Definitely, Ducky wants these blocks.
He caught the dash with the blink.
Okay. Ducky is, you know, even though the Supp pick might have not been the greatest, he's definitely like playing this pick and getting the aggression out. He's finding these plucks everywhere he looks, and looks like KWM will just go and take this neutral part here, although it looks like we have a little skirmish going on here in mid. Stephanie will just leap away, and not much of a problem for her.
That's a lot of damage, though.
That is a lot of damage.
The full duration of the one. No, thank you.
She hasn't backed yet, though, so I don't think I don't think Hagerty's crazy worried about it. He probably already wanted to back for his new items, although he didn't have enough for the Karen coin. So that might actually end up hurting. We see Alquan come over here onto the Izanami, and he will get the knockup of the ultimate, but she is going to live.
No.
Oh,
He's
wow.
gonna live 1 HP and a drain.
Unfortunate for Boomhev. Were his beats down? No, his beats were up. I'm shocked that he used them there.
He didn't it because he wasn't an execute.
I know it was an execute, but I think if he uses his beads there, it lets him get further under tower, and then I don't think Alquan can chase him that far for the kill.
Hello.
And oh my god, bstende awfully low here in mid.
They expended both ults to try and kill him. Don't find it at all. What, that rotation? It's weird. Mama Spaghetti's 2-0, but it's behind an XP. I actually don't understand where he's missing out on farm. Definitely interesting. A little bit of a failed attempt here. It looks like BlubberDuckey wants to contest his red buff. Doesn't have bstende there with him, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But oh my gosh, she's getting wailed on by this buff. BlubberDuckey is going to hunt. Is he going to get there in time? No, it's not. He's going to lose his mind.
So unfortunate. He had blink up for 5 seconds too. If that whole interaction just happens like 10 seconds later, I think Ducky would be able to find the kill onto that Persephone though. It looks like the team of KWM is still going to come in for this red buff. Ducky hits the pluck onto the Ganesh. I think the Rat's hit just a little bit too early before he get pulled the whole way back, and Hawkeye tries to find the kill, but unfortunately can't find it. But we see the rotation in here from Rama doing big damage, and Alquan finds the execute onto Ducky here. And that's kind of the first point in this game where we've seen him not go in those beads come into play. But Alquan uses the beads here to try and chase down the Tiamat. And we see the Rat try to chase down with Dharmic Pillars come down. Rat takes huge damage from that. Rama's up in the air. Unfortunately, the Astral Arrows cannot make their mark. So KWM does manage to get away there. Not too sure who dropped that red buff.
KWM. They got the successful invite, but they lost a person. They lost the sellback.
I mean, you lose your support.
See a solo killer here. No, we're not. Hello?
Fortunately, it looks like the Serb Leaf was just off the mark.
It didn't even look like it was near the mark.
I think maybe he was just trying to heal off of it. Maybe. Oh, we see the pluck here onto the mid laner. Ducky trying to bully her out.
Pluck, but he has nobody around.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. I'm not a huge fan of him using the beads there. I think Ducky's just kind of trying to like get their beads out. And
yeah, but why would you beads if no one's around?
That's what I'm saying. The side of Ice Age is showing they're very disciplined with their beads this game, because like Ducky's been like looking for kind of these plucks with no one around to punish them. And
the thing is, you're going for someone without relics, and you should go and find the Alquan and start plucking them. Like, stop plucking mid laners when your mid laner's out there. It's that simple. You're expending your relic for no reason.
Oh, and Surf hits the ult onto the Achilles, but unfortunately he's not able to find anything. And we see Alquan rotating in here. Surf full HP. Will Alquan be able to get him low? He's down to half. Alquan still wants the kill, and we see Roundhouse in the air. And he lands on the Alquan and hits the stun on him. Alquan now awfully low here. Token Billy finds the kill. Achilles gonna have to ult away here. But unfortunately, he kind of ulted in place looking for the kill, and now he's super low, and Hawkeye finds the kill. Great rotation from Hawkeye there to be there for his
don't forget that
solo.
Boomhev did end up getting a solo kill over there in the duo lane as well. So 3 people instantly die for the side of Ice Age.
Yeah, definitely definitely a good sight for KWM there. But just that, this is kind of where that Ratatasker comes into the play, because he can go into that global ultimate. He's able to reach a soul laner there when the Alquan's on him, and fortunately he gets to live. And also, the Serb does have beads as well, so I don't think that the Serb was I don't think his life was ever in a threat there.
I think it's the smartest play from Mama Spaghetti to try and just go over there and put a little bit of pressure. You know, you don't have to kill with an execute. You know, you can burst somebody down immediately. And knowing that the ult comes down on server gives him a little bit more freedom.
Yeah, definitely. We see some aggression coming out here in mid. We see the Flood still holding his beads though, but this could be a problem, and it will not be. Derek will still manage to just leap away.
You know where we're going to see the problem with them not using beads?
Oh, we see Surf come into mid here though, getting big damage onto the Persephone, knowing her leap is down, and it looks like she tried to cast the ultimate, but it will not work out. Ganesh awfully low here, drops the Dharmic Pillars to survive. And it looks like Ganesh will get away, but the Persephone does fall. Great rotation from Token Billy there towards mid.
What I was gonna say was the problem that we're saying that he's never using his relics is that one day someone's gonna just rotate in and just blow him up. And later as the game goes, it's just gonna happen.
And we do see KWM choose to pull his Gold Fury here, and Ice Age either doesn't know or they're just choosing. I would assume they're just choosing to give it up. They have to know they're there.
They can't do anything. There's nothing they can do. What's Rama gonna do is use an ult, try and steal it. Now they know that he doesn't have it. You're gonna rat ult to him.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely think Hagerdy was a little too disciplined with his beads there, because like you said, you know, someone finally rotated in and punished him for not using those beads, because then he gets the pluck and then he has to leap away, and Serb is just, you know, he's just smacking his lips the moment he sees that when he's right outside the jungle.
Just gets to spit on her. Boomhev with the. Did he 2v1 them?
Did he get ganked?
Yeah, he 2v1 them.
And he's still putting him low, and he's making this Rama want to walk away as well. The Izanami pick definitely working. Oh, and he dashes in here. He wants the fight. He wants the double kill, and we see Hagerdy does fall in mid to the Tiamat. And Ducky gets the flood onto Ganesh, drops the Dermot Pillars, but unfortunately it won't be enough to save his life.
That's a lone elephant. And he is now dead too. I'm always down for the elephant abuse to be down.
Although Ducky is definitely piloting with Sobek well right now. You know, even though the pick wasn't the greatest one, he's playing it exactly how he needs to play it. They're getting aggressive in this mid game and this mid 3v3, and this Tiamat is now around like level 11 and 12, which is when Tiamat normally begins to come online. This is definitely what KWM wants to see here. And it looks like they're going to look at them
just running as a pack, dude. This is just the straight, we're going to hunt this man down. They do force the ult out of the Achilles. Achilles has no tower to protect him. BlubberDuckey is hunting.
So we do see the Outfong rotate in here, and Sobek is awfully low, and it looks like he will fall. Serba now alone here, but doing big damage. And it looks like Mama Spaghetti will have to run away here, although Ducky does fall, as well as the tower on the side of Ice Age.
He was a lone crocodile.
Oh, we still see the fight here.
Oh
Mama Spaghetti just kind of walking out. Definitely got to be careful with walking out like that. All this rat has to do is hit that stun, and it's lights out. And Boomhev.
Oh no! If you're a fan of Ice Age, this is not what you want to see. 4K gold lead for Kittens and Mittens. And,
I think
we were talking about this off stream. I think Kittens and Mittens has a huge chip on their shoulder. I think me as their franchise owner, knowing that they feel that they're very disrespected in the league, and their record shows it, obviously. I think these next 2 weeks they want to make statements, and if you're an Ice Age fan, I don't think you want them to start running away with the game, especially when you're in contention for being a top seed.
Definitely look. I believe KWM is about 4K gold up now. I feel like Ice Age. I think Ice Age just needs to spend like these next few minutes trying to secure this farm and looking for a pick so that they can contest this next Gold Fury.
They need to find a way that Mama Spaghetti can get active, and it's just really hard because my lanes are falling drastically behind. He's 2 levels behind. We've talked about this before. Outfong from behind is never good.
He also doesn't have the lifesteal that you normally see on the Outfong, so he's not going to be able to like sustain in these fights. And we see the beads come out of Rama from the Sobek pluck.
I think we're going to see a Dharmic Pillar.
Oh, but Mama Spaghetti finds the kill onto Token Bailey. It looks like he was a little pushed up there on his own. Oh, and there's nothing to really get.
Did he kill with Ollie, or he didn't kill? He just straight out shredded him.
I would assume what happened there, it looked like they were at their blue buff when it looked like that ended. I would assume that, you know, Token Billy was pushed up a little too far considering that his team was on the other side of the map. And great look from Mama Spaghetti to just, you know, like, I'm not winning these fights, and I'm not going to be able to win these big fights right now, so I'm just going to go to the other side of the map and take the 2-on-1.
Well, here comes the little rat, just roaming around the jungle. We actually haven't really seen that many rotations with the ult, now that you think about it, huh?
I mean, where's he gonna rotate? I mean, the whole team's just been rotating the team's been rotating the solo with Ducky and just the whole squad, and then Boomhev is just soloing Peaceman. He doesn't really have anywhere to ult right now.
Well, as we say that, I think Boomhev is going to get caught out here. No, he's not. Hagerdy is doing the red buff instead, and he's going to be able to rotate himself on out of here. I would say where the way to come back into this game is to definitely catch KWM slipping when they play very aggressive when they're ahead. You need to actually catch them when they're out doing that. And
so here's another thing. We've seen this Bulwark of Hope get buffed, and now we see Ducky going it straight after the Gauntlet of Thieves. How do you feel about that item pick? Oh.
I thought Bulwark was already busted before they buffed it, so you know. I think it's an extremely good item. I think it gets 20 CCR. They made it give you actually the bubble shield now instead of being at quarter HP at half HP or 40%. So it's significantly better. Now it gives you 80 prots, I think, or 90. I don't know.
I think it's 90 match prots, 250 HP, and then it gives you the passive, which definitely just puts even better
they did
face
that.
off
It didn't
current
make sense. The item was way too good. KWM does find the gold fairy. They are going to force Alquang out. They should be grouped and looking for this mid-tier tower. They're not going to. They're going to separate.
Do you think they'll look for the fire giant possibly off these Oni waves? I doubt it. I don't think they're that far ahead yet.
15 minutes in, honestly, the Oni waves is actually in favor of Ice Age. It brings the farm to them. They're behind, so it's actually probably better for them. Sobek is dashing in. Doesn't seem to find anything because the minions are blocking him.
Ducky, I feel like
blinked in, excuse me.
Ducky might just be being a little too aggressive with these Sobek blinks, although it looks like it almost like Ducky wants to fight here, but
nobody's around.
Team isn't really around him. And we see the Rat go up into the air, and the Persephone cage comes out, and it only catches him. The server comes in and drops the ultimate. Persephone will run away here on low HP. She has Rat on her, but the team comes back to save her, and Hagerdy will escape on little to no HP. And we see the Sobek pluck, but unfortunately the person's not dying fast enough. KWM here looking in a bad spot. I really thought they were going to win that fight because it looked like that Persephone ult and Dharmic Pillars came out so early, but then they managed to turn around because I think, you know, Hawkeye kind of ended up on that backline by himself.
Yeah, the whole team let Hawkeye go in by himself, and unfortunately that kind of hurt Hawkeye. After Token Billy went for the ult, he went to back to help his team, whoever was diving them. I think it was Slashface was diving. So,
but it looks like KWM will still opt to pull this Pyro, knowing that Ice Age has to go and clear those.
If Slashface goes in here and uses the dash, I think he just dies.
Oh, but he does manage to get the steal 100%, and it ends up being, I don't know if it's worth it for his life, but
I think he just actually just dies here.
Probably gonna use his dash to get in.
Yeah, that's just not worth it.
Oh, and it looks like KWM is gonna opt to pull this Fire Giant.
So risky Fire Giant pull. Persephone is wrapping around the back, but Hawkeye doesn't want to let it go. Does get the Ansel proc under it. Did I hear her dash? Oh my gosh, see you later. Welcome back to base, Hagerdy.
It looked like Persephone leaped into the wall there, I believe. It looked like she tried to dash away and ended up going straight into the wall, and now KWM, this Fire Giant pull is looking really good, although Serb trying to zone here, but he has no mana to do so.
It was the Ansel proc.
Oh.
Because it does damage now.
Oh, that's
Pillars are there. Is it gonna steal? No, it doesn't.
So the Tiamat awfully low here. The Astro Arrows coming in. Alquang coming in, looking for the kill onto bstende. He does find the kill. Sobek now awfully low here. The risky Fire Giant play is now getting punished by Ice Age, but you know, on the, I guess on the upside for KWM, Boomhev does still have it, but definitely not what they wanted. Like that, I don't really know what they do there. That Fire Giant pull was just so risky, it felt like.
I mean, I think it is definitely a risky call, but they also got the pick that they needed. They went for it. KillcamKenny wasted a lot of time with the ult, and I think that actually hurt them. And it's what we said. Mama Spaghetti just has to come in late in these fights and just clean up everyone. That's exactly what he did there. Peaceman has crit online now. He's gonna start hitting a little bit harder too as well.
Unfortunately, though, now the mid laner on the side of KWM is not gonna have this Fire Giant buff for this next fight, as they siege these towers. And I think we're gonna see Ice Age possibly try and defend them. They have a pretty good defense with the Persephone ult and the Dharmic Pillars.
KWM, if they want to siege, they should be only looking to get objectives, as like, and when I say objectives, just the towers this time, since 3 people have it. And even if that, like, if they do want to like glance at a bird, they definitely just need to force out Ganesh ult early. Which, I mean, honestly, is not the greatest thing because Ganesh ult is 40 seconds down.
Also, another thing to note here is look at the actives on the side of each team. Ice Age has all their actives on here. And it looks like Sir will try to find it. He gets the beads on the backline of Ice Age, but then he gets caught in the Persephone cage, gets awfully low, but does manage to escape. Rama goes up, shooting the Astro Arrows at the Cerberus. Unfortunately, he won't be able to find the mark, and it looks like Serb will be able to escape here. However, Ice Age does defend this tower and make KWM walk away.
They walk away, but they lose their blink on the side of Slash Race, all relics on Alquang. Man, and beads on the side of Peace Man. I don't know. Is that the win for KWM, or I don't really know. Because all that was used was Cerberus, all the ults obviously, and their blank.
I want to say it is a win, because like I was saying right before that all happened, the relics on the side of Ice Age kind of scared me because there was no one for Sobek to go after. But now that Peaceman's beads are down and his ultimate's down, and what is it? Ducky's blink is up now. I definitely think Ducky is gonna look for the blink pluck onto this Rama here. So Peaceman definitely needs to kind of sit back in these fights. Although it looks like KWM maybe a little up too far. Although it looks like Achilles now by himself caught out. KWM noticed, and it looks like they will. Ducky gets the pluck onto the Achilles and serve on the back line. Managed to get the Persephone ult. He does get ulted. Persephone, Aegis, and beads. But Service still caught in the cage, but he's still awfully healthy. Rat up in the air, looking for more. He's not done yet. And it looks like Persephone will leap away. KWM out for blood here.
2 down though. I mean, they got the people without the relics. They got Ao Kuang again with no relics. They forced. They got his relics last fight and they killed him again. They did get beads. No, they didn't. They got both relics on the second.
Interesting thing to note though. I don't know if they were up, but Achilles still has his beads when he got. I don't know if he had his beads up when he got Sobek plucked, but they're up at the moment.
His blink was the only thing down.
I think if he uses his beads there, you know, maybe he gets away and manages to get back to that Persephone, and I think that fight could actually go the way of Ice Age if he manages to get those beads off in time.
So what Ice Age actually needs to do to adjust is they actually just need to focus Token Billy. Token Billy is extremely deep with nobody following him. I don't think they've actually been able to like realize that yet. So like Mama Spaghetti just literally needs to just hang out, wait for Persephone to trap Token Billy once the ult's down, then get him low enough, critting him from afar, and then just execute him out of the fight. But his beats are going to be coming up now in 5 seconds. There is no Spectral, which is honestly surprised. Like, I don't understand. You're in a crit meta, or relatively a new meta with crit coming back into it, and nobody wants to buy Spectral.
It's definitely interesting, and like you were saying, they keep catching the Cerberus in the Persephone cage, and it looks like the one fight at the mid T1 where they did focus him, he pretty much almost died. Like, yeah, he lived, but you know that 1 HP, that's pretty easy to just, you know, make up for. And I'm surprised that they didn't try and do the same thing when he got caged there on that red buff. Although then again, it could have just been now, because he wasn't, I don't think he was exactly alone on that fight, because it looked like Hawkeye came in there and was harassing the backline of Ice Age so that they couldn't beat on that Cerberus there. So like you said, even though Token Billy has been diving by himself a lot of these fights, I think that fight at least, it looked like they were together. And I think if they keep that up, Ice Age is going to have a real hard time dealing with Cerberus. Although Ducky gets the pluck onto the Achilles and gets him awfully low with the rat stun. And looks
Cerberus
like
is soloing in the back here. Hello?
Oh my god, Cerberus abusing him. He managed to get the Rama beads, and now it looks like T-Mach is going to leave him decide she's the soul laner and try and go back. But yeah, Rama with crit definitely going to do huge damage. The Persephone cage comes out. However, Boomhev will be able to find the kill onto Hagerdy. And Ao Kuang finds the execute onto Ducky.
That's what you don't. That's what you get for not buying beads.
And it looks like, oh no, Ao Kuang will land on the Izanami here. Izanami awfully low, but does manage to get away. Although it looks like Boom wants to come back in here. Token Billy trying to get this Ao Kuang to peel for his Ratatasker. Will he be able to do it? And it looks like he just might, although Hawkeye coming back in here looking for the kill, and he will find it.
That's insane that actually worked out for them. Oh my god, good teamwork for them.
Yeah, definitely a great play. Token Billy, you know, I'm sure Token Billy was like, just saying, dude, if you got buttons back, come back in here and we'll kill this guy. And then Hawkeye turns around and
I really hate that Ducky didn't get beads. That really is.
Did he not go beat second round? Oh no.
No, he went Sunder, but like that's super. Like that can cost your team a game. I mean, Ao Kuang got a free execute in that fight.
Maybe with Ducky's, maybe Ducky wants this Ao Kuang to execute him. Maybe he's hoping that, you know, with the Sunder blink, you know, Sobek probably works best with Sunder more than like most every other support in the game. Maybe what he's looking for is, you know, he wants the Sunder, he wants the blink block, and then he's just expecting to die in these fights and maybe just have his team go off. Because if the Ao Kuang is chasing him, this Achilles isn't seeming to have a good time getting it done right now as we see him try to defend this Fire Giant. Unfortunately, he will fall, though it looks like he did possibly stall enough time for the team of Ice Age to get in here. And Rama's going to go up. Unfortunately, it looks like he's just a little bit too late. It looks like Ganesh gets plucked onto the back line. Ratatasker goes onto this Rama after he comes out of Astro Arrows. Although Ratatasker now in a lot of trouble, surrounded by all members of Ice Age, but the members of KWM just ripping through, saying, we're going to get to our Ratatasker before you guys can kill him, and it looks like they managed to do it. Although Ratatasker does fall, but now Hagerdy uses the leap. And it looks like KWM wants to try and punish him for it, but I'm not too sure they're going to be able to reach him. Oh, Lucky has the blink. The blink pluck, and he managed to get the hill, but Persephone just back up, which is awfully low, and Boomhev managed to find the kill, and it looks like KWM will get this mid-bird. Could that be game?
This game?
This...
Dude, so off screen on that fight, I know that we're talking about how we thought that Slashface was actually buying a lot of time for his team to get there, but we actually didn't see that Token Billy was zoning the rest of the team. Like that, Token Billy has been playing ridiculously well this game.
Yes, he is playing the Serb pick pretty much as well as anyone at KWM could ask for. And like I was saying earlier, I think Plucky might be trying to bait this Outclong into ulting and plucking, like using the execute on him, because maybe his like idea is that if the Outclong is on me, then that means that the only thing on my backline is this Achilles. And so far this game, it looks like bstende is having no problem dealing with this Achilles as well as Boomhev. And actually bstende is looking like, you know, if Achilles goes, like, yo, Tiamat, I'm coming to get you, Tiamat's just looking at him and being like, all right, I'm just going to go leap on your backline. I'm going to go join my Cerberus. Although the one fight where he did that, though, it did look like he got burned very fast.
Yeah.
So he definitely has to be a little bit careful about that, but I think I would have liked to see Ducky go the beats as well.
I mean, Outclong died without even using ult. This fight. I think Token Billy is just giving an extreme amount of space, and it's allowing Hawkeye to get to the backline and give him like a support that he needs as well. I think we're just seeing why Cerberus is an extremely strong pick right now.
I think it's also coming down to whether or not this Outclong's relics are up. Because when I feel like when his relics are up, he's finding these kills, he's able to get on that backline, but when his relics are down, he's just getting CC'd and insta-killed. You know, we see Hawkeye going in the backline here, but you know, look at his build. He has, what is that, three hybrid items? And it looks like KWM here coming down left lane. Looks like they want this left bird, although they are being disciplined. And looks like they're waiting on this mid lane to get there first.
Eventually we'll be able to check out what the damage numbers are like, but I'm generally wondering who. Oh, Boomhev is up top. I was thinking it was Cerberus was just shredding everybody. The Boomhev's near the top. The Sandman's kind of just fine as well.
Although in mid, it looks like MAMASPAGHETTIX got pushed out, and so now KWM is going to go in knowing that Outclong back, and Ratatask is going to go up through the Cosmos and land on this backline. He gets the cage though, and it looks like he's going to fall very fast. No one at KWM can reach him. But it looks like that's MAMASPAGHETTIX is going to fall as well, but Slashface does find the kill onto Boom. A huge pick. Definitely going to hurt this Phoenix Siege, since Tiamat's also in the ground stance, although it looks like they're just going to look for the kills instead. Looks like bstende does find the kill onto Hagerdy, and now that they've all turned their eyes to the Achilles, unfortunately they won't be able to find it. Rama will go up into the ultimate, I believe. This is just a cluster. It looks like bstende by himself with two members, but Token Billy finds the kill onto Peaceman, and I can't even tell what's going on.
I can't either.
This is a mess.
It's just such a delayed fight. It's just a battle of tanks.
It is a battle of tanks. Only the tanks are alive. Ducky gets the pluck, and they're all going to turn their eyes to Slashface here, but Slashface so tanky, I don't think they're going to be able to find anything.
They should just walk away. I think they could have easily just got a left bird there. That's alright.
It looks like Token Billy is not done yet. Ganesh will hit the dash, but, you know, no one's there to really follow up. This is just delay.
What the? That fight was madness.
I think KWN kind of decided, hey, we can't get this mid bird now, or this left bird now, because they lost Boomhev so early on into that fight. Definitely great from Slashface though to find that kill onto him.
I mean, Boomhev died and Boomhev bashed, and you know, getting executed down.
All right, look, it's just Boom Diff. We love the man. But I think if Slashface can keep that up, then that's definitely a good luck for this Ice Age team. But then the question is, can he keep it up?
I agree. KWM definitely rushed that fight I mean, we saw Hawkeye get a really good ult, but I mean, once you come down from that ult, man, you're just gonna catch the plant on your face.
And I don't know if you
exactly
noticed, so it looks like the way KWM wanted to that siege was they left the Ratatasker, they left Hawkeye alone with Mama Spaghetti in mid, and Hawkeye managed to win the one-on-one, and he made Mama Spaghetti have to go back to base, and the moment he did that, it looked like KWM called for the fight to happen right then and there, and then he just goes in through the Cosmos, but I think he just went too far back onto that backline because he just caught the Persephone cage, and the moment he gets caught by that, it's just lights out for him if he doesn't have the beats.
Yeah, sometimes just showing presence in general, like even if you don't have to land your ult, just hovering above everybody is going to make them back up, which gives you enough space to actually be able to zone.
And I think if he actually had done that there, I think that the whole team, although, hold on here, we see Ducky hit the pluck onto the Ganesh. Ganesh has to drop the Darmish Pillars to get himself away, and Ganesh now poked out here, but the members of KWM also awfully low. It looks like Ganesh still getting low here. And Boomhev finds the kill onto Slashface. He's not able to find the kill again, and Boomhev will get another kill onto Mama Spaghetti. The dive of Ice Age just cannot get to Boomhev, and it looks like Ratatasker will blink in and try and chase here, but the Persephone cage will come out and stop KWM from chasing his last 2 kills, but it looks like they're just going to immediately go for this mid-bird.
Yeah, as they should. I mean, this is what we were talking about, though. You have to force the Ganesh ult early so it's not on your backline, and he has to use it for himself as peel. And BlubberDuckey has been plucking Kenny.
Does KWM want to end the game here?
I think they do. They have 5 people deep. They find the pluck on
they get the pluck onto.
See you later.
And I believe that's going to be lights out for
Hasta
the team.
luego. And it's looking like KWM is going to take game 1 of this set.
Alright, so I got to say it right now, even though we didn't like this Sobek pick, I feel like Ducky played this pick very well.
Ducky played it to perfection, and I think he is trying to make a statement that he is the best support in this division.
Yeah, Ducky definitely looking comfortable on this Sobek. Do you think teams are going to allow... every time I see Ducky playing, I feel like he's on this Sobek. Do you think teams are going to keep letting him play it?
So fun fact, Ducky actually played Yamoja nonstop the past 2 weeks.
Did he? Okay, my apologies.
But I would... Man, I don't think you can change up the picks and bans, like the bans from last game either, though. For the side of Ice Age, I think they did... I think it was a smart ban to ban away the Merlin. I mean, Basende's been playing Merlin all set long, or almost every single week, and they think that's respectable. Then that's fine. But I just didn't like the Ganesh pick, man. I'm sorry. I just don't think Ganesh brings anything to the table. Persephone,
look at these damage
had a
charts,
struggle. I mean, the damage is there. It's just, it's a hard dive. You get a Sobek that's gonna plank on you, pluck you out of place. You got a Cerberus that's zoning your whole team. I mean, it was just rough, man.
Although I am curious about how, like you said, these P's and B's, I don't know what they're going to want to change up, because I don't know if they're going to want to play against the Cerberus again.
I think you play against the Cerberus, but I don't think you ban the Cerberus. I think you have to take the Cerberus. You know, they took the risk of taking Persephone first overall, but then they countered it back with Achilles and Ganesh. Not the greatest of countering.
So who do you think looked better in that game? Do you think the Persephone is going to take the meta, or the Tiamat?
I think Tiamat, I've said this before, I think Tiamat is still better than Persephone, just due to the absolute amount of damage and control that guy can bring. He has a stun in his 2. He has the spin that gives him, CC immunity in his ground form. He has the knockup. He has a slow. He has the bull that also does a slow. He has the tornado that just chases you around and knocks you up. Like, the guy just does so much.
I mean, what, she has like 12 abilities or something like that?
Yeah, and Persephone, once that ult's down, what's she really doing? That's what the value of Persephone is her ult. And you just chase her to the end of the thirst. What did KWM do? They forced the dash. Oh, she didn't use beads here? Oh, cool. Token Billy, jump on her and go use your 1-2 combo on her, and now she's dead. Or she has to literally have to ult a Cerberus every single time, and now you're not getting value out of it. We saw the one time that he got value was with the Pillars and the Persephone ult, like we thought it would happen, defending their mid-tier 1, but we didn't see that the rest of the game.
Yeah, I definitely feel like, now that I think about it, I think that Hagerdy had to pretty much use Persephone ult defensively their whole game.
Exactly. Their comp didn't really thrive, I would say. It was hard for Alquan. I mean, I think Mama Spaghetti did what he could have done as best as he possibly could. It's just hard for him, man. The 2 tanks, it's just extremely difficult for him to get in there and start just whacking away at people and trying to get execute for him. They got, I mean, think about it. They got a lot of people low. They just couldn't finish him.
Yeah, and even also, not to mention the Ao Kwang, you know, the pick, it has to get ahead early, and not to mention, like, we're kind of in like a triple tank meta, and that third tank is your jungler. But
Yeah, the token support.
I don't think you can really, you can't really get away with building Ao Kwang full tank, because then you're not going to be able to do what you want to do in Ao Kwang, where you go in the back line, you find the mid laner without beads, you just basically insta-kill them and ult them before the other team can even realize you're there and turn on you.
Well, let's not take a little bit of, we'll hop into game 2 eventually, but let's not look away that Ice Age is 6-1 for a reason. They beat Skogs last season. I mean, last week, or 2 weeks ago? Whatever it may have been. On the week that was supposed to be a bye. I think they played early. But they beat Skogs 2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't mean
weeks
to take anything away from either of these teams.
This team has been here before. You know, they've been down 1-0 before. So it's not going to be, it shouldn't be difficult. This is nothing new for them to come back and try and bring it back. But I mean, this literally makes great teams if you're able to handle adversity, and time again handle adversity, I should say. Ice Age has shown that they could do it, so I'm not going to count them out anytime soon.
I definitely.
So what do you change? How about this? Because there's no impact from that.
I feel like you have
Persephone pick.
They need an answer to that Supp. So I think they take, and maybe that could be if those bans are the same, they take the Tiamat instead. So that's like one thing. They take that Tiamat instead, and I think they need to find an answer for this Cerberus. Because Token Billy just did way too much and was making way too much space, and I think Ice Age really struggled with that.
I agree. I would like to see them pick a Guardian and solo. Like, go for the Cerberus or pick something that's better than Achilles. I don't think Achilles is very strong at the moment. And
yeah, I definitely don't think he does well into the Cerberus either.
Yeah, it's a horrible matchup. Cerberus lanes well into everybody. I honestly feel like the premier picks in solo right now are Artio, Cerberus, and Osiris. It's like Artio just wins lane. Like, doesn't matter who she's against. She just wins lane.
She wins lane, and then she kind of just spends like late game just running your mid laner down, you know. Yeah. And then also with Artio into that Tiamat, she can just activate the 2, and then Tiamat cannot get into ground stance for like 5 to 10 seconds.
Jordan, you have to share your screen to us again.
And then, like, in that time, they're able to just burst down that Tiamat, and I think Artio also does have a really good matchup into the Cerberus. You know, she can stop his leap and she can cancel the 2, the ghastly breath.
They stall each other out. That's really all they do. They stall each other out. I wouldn't, but I don't know if he plays. Not many people in the league play Artio.
I don't know how. That was like one of my favorite Guardians to play in solo. I just feel like she's so much fun. You just always.
What do you mean? You were a Yorm. What's it called?
I didn't only play Yorm for like 2 seasons straight, Craig. I tried.
Just accept it.
Look. I've played some Gilded Arrow Yorm recently. All right, we don't have to talk about it. But I have also played the Artio, and that god's just so like when Vamstrad came back, Artio was like such a fun pick to play because you just got so much healing.
You know what I think they're gonna. Looking back at some of the screenshots and whatnot, I think they're probably gonna play for Osiris this time.
I think they play.
When he doesn't play Achilles, he plays Osiris, Odin.
Who banned the Osiris last game? Was it? I thought KWM. Was it Ice Age that banned it?
Ice Age banned it. KWM banned Odin, Gilgamesh, and Chiron. Because that's how both of those gods got through.
That's right. We saw the respect ban on the Merlin and the Chirons, which just ends up. That's like the scary part when these players like have these gods that they're good enough on to force you to respect ban them. It means that, you know, those Tiamats, those Persephones, the Cerberuses are going to get through, and it makes it really hard to ban them. But do you think maybe Ice Age decides now that, hey, maybe Bestende's Merlin isn't as bad as Token Billy Cerberus?
It's hard to say, man.
And I don't even mean that on any. I don't even mean any like disrespect on Bestende's Merlin. I just mean that because Token Billy just caused so many problems for Ice Age's backline that game.
Well, if you're at Ice Age, you gotta distinguish where the problems were. The problem was in solo, ADC. I think bstende kind of got to do what he wanted to do due to like his sideline literally winning hard. And you can't say we're gonna go out here and ban Izanami now. You know, some things are gonna have to get through.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is. Do you let the Maryland ban? If you think the Cerberus was that much, yeah, ban it. But again, they're gonna carry on through with the Maryland ban. KWM. Oh, Ice Age opt for first pick again. I wouldn't mind seeing Ice Age run a salty run back.
I wonder if maybe we'll see them. Maybe we'll see the same bands and they choose to go the Tiamat. You know, maybe they're kind of sitting there. They go, "Hey guys, we put too much respect on the Persephone. Let's just go Tiamat instead." But
They
it looks like they're
banned
going
the
to ban the
Persephone. Now, if you're
Persephone,
KWM, you definitely ban the Tiamat.
which means now we're going to see, you know, instead of Tiamat Persephone, it's
Yep.
now going to be Osiris Gilgamesh,
Yep.
and they
So
have to pick and like.
more takes come out. The Osiris, yeah, I did call it though that they would go for the Osiris. They would opt for the Osiris. I think you honestly just run back to Cerberus again. Cerberus has a ridiculous matchup with the Osiris.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
mind saying they're gonna go for the
Size.
Soul. I don't.
That
I
might
don't know
they
how
might
I
be
feel
just
about
trying to
that.
strip it away from Hagerdy because Hagerdy loves that soul pick.
They could. Sobek is gonna come for Ice Age. Hovered at least.
Mm, I think I'd like that. You know, it definitely shows that Ice Age is fixing some of the problems from game one. You know, Ducky was playing that Sobek well, and he was finding those plucks, and now it looks like they want to
I
strip
think
it here.
Ducky only missed like 2 plucks. Like actually, like, and they're like the max distant pluck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, as my old support MX Double said, you can miss all the plucks in the game so long as you hit the one that wins the game. You know?
Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
Oh no, I just we just set one time
Terra.
double just a
Okay.
Terra pick.
You know, I don't really think this stream's like a Terra comp. Soul most likely going into the mid lane. Doesn't proc Terra very well. I don't know. Don't really like the pick. Didn't like the Sobek pick last game, but you know, it worked out. So we'll just have to see how it's piloted. Terra does do well onto Sobek. Can't get plucked.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically. But Raijin just shreds tanks like crazy. So it's going to be very difficult for. Did they just pass bans?
Wait, what?
Okay.
I'm so confused. Oh,
Cthulhu
it
was
looks like
banned.
it just
Okay.
worked out.
Oh, that's right, because Osiris is gonna most likely can't go into the jungle. I think he plays Osiris, Erlang, and Set, from what I used to see in the jungle role. Ooh, the Boomheim is banned. Gilgamesh does get banned out here.
Mm-hmm. I like that Heim ban though.
Is a Nami got banned? Oh my lord!
I mean, they might just be looking to maybe not give him a pressure pick now. Maybe they're. I don't know because I feel like they could just pick a pressure pick right here, but maybe they're looking to have pressure over in the duo lane now, so not let him have that Izanami who can kind of just pub stomp the lane.
Well, Izanami also will help Terra get to level 2, basically.
Mhm.
All Terra has to do is get to level 2. People say her 1 through 3 sucks. It's really just her level 1. Because she can hold the wave. She'll hold wave, and the wave will be at your tower line. I am shocked that they didn't take a Cerberus. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like Cerberus is a really tough matchup. So, what do you think rounds out this draft? You think they go back to the Houyi Rama on the side of Ice Age?
That's what I'm trying to think of right now. I mean, I believe KW. This is KWM's pick, right? So I think. Oh, it looks like they're
Ooh,
hovering the Fenrir.
Hmm.
I mean, I definitely think the Rama could be picked, but if he wants to build a crit, I feel like he's better off with Houyi, especially since then it, you know, makes the other team not want to go crit.
Hawkeye's getting this notorious pick. He's known for playing Fenrir. He loves that god. He's just a little wolf boy himself.
That was banned last game, right? Bottom 2?
Yep, they banned it in the second round.
Better see full tank Fenrir incoming.
I don't see this Osiris going into the jungle. I pretty certain it's going to be in solo. I wouldn't. The Fenrir picked the turds at Erlang jungle. I wouldn't. You know, if I'm Ice Age, I pick Set. I don't know why, but I think he plays Set extremely well. Set's a little bit stickier to get a hold of. You force the Terra to get a Curse Lonk now instead of, you know, Blink Beads or Blink whatever it may be. I think you go Set. And it gives you a little bit better dive with the Osiris and Sobek.
Oh, I was about to say this. The Artio is looking really good here because it could stop the Terra, the Fenrir, and the Serb, and it's being hovered.
Artio.
Come on, Artio solo. Let's go.
And we're gonna see the Osiris jungle. I don't think Osiris actually has a very good win rate in Valhalla in the jungle role. Actually, I think it has 0% win rate. I have yet to
Maybe
see one win.
maybe Ice Age is here to change that stat.
I hope so.
I definitely think that Osiris is going to be a
Oh,
problem
ye.
late game because he's going to be so tanky. It looks like Ice Age
Didn't I
will
call
opt
this
you the
who ye
Huyi.
pick?
You did. You did
There's
call
no
Is that
way you
Kern?
pick Kern.
Is that
Okay.
Kernanos?
It's
Boom?
most likely. It's most likely going to be a Kern. I'm not going to say the reason why. I can tell you off stream, but oh my lord, he's most likely going to pick this Kern.
I mean, I definitely think Kern is maybe a pick that a lot of carries like right now because they have to take lifesteal out of their builds, but Kernanos allows you to just
I
have
like
that.
this Cupid.
And it looks like they go with the Cupid here. Definitely going to be I think it's going to be a decent pick, because if this Osiris Sobek, whoever he ults here, they're going to get something big. If they ult the Ardio, they're going to pull their beads. If they ult the Huyi, they're going to pull his beads, and then like the Sobek and Osiris are going to have to ult immediately if they get caught.
KWM, we're notorious Cupid lovers. Starts with Ray, works its way down, trickles down all the way down there.
And also, I was also going to mention, it looks like that KWM is really going for kind of like this beads burn comp again. They have Serb, they have Fenrir, and they have Cupid, all gods that can just easily get beads, and Ducky could even look to pull some with the Terra pick. So I definitely think that KWM is going to look to just keep the beads down on Ice Age again and just look to play very aggressive.
It's going to be how Kenny plays with his Sobek, I think.
So looking at these comps, who do you think has it?
I like Ice Age's comp. I'm not a fan of Osiris jungle in this league. I think Osiris's mid game is really rough, but I like the comp. My problem is his last game. Mama Spaghetti had a really hard time getting into fights, and now you give him a tankier god that's gonna live a little bit longer, but he doesn't have that get out of jail free card of an execute now. So his positioning is actually gonna have to be in question, and we can easily say that his positioning last game wasn't the greatest.
But I think maybe you could say you like it because maybe Osiris has those like passive physical mitigations, and I think I just like this side of Ice Age more because it's just gonna be so tanky. Trying to kill an Ardio, an Osiris, and a Sobek all going for your backline. Like I just think they're gonna have such a hard time killing him.
It's gonna definitely go around these Cupid ults. Cupid ult's gonna make it difficult for them to just come run at you, for free. And then you got Hawkeye who's playing Fender, so assuming like that a lot of people's beads aren't going to be up because the Fender is going to get them, which is going to mean that there's free beads down to the side for Cupid.
Another huge thing here that I think is going to play a huge role, I think both of these carries' ultimates are going to play a huge role. The Fields of Love and just dropping the Suns from Huyi. I think those ults are going to play a huge role because when this backline starts diving, I think they're going to need those ults to try and peel them off of them.
Dragon has pretty good self-peel though, I would say. So he's not going to just be able to Cerberus isn't going to freely walk at him because you're going to 2-1 him and then 3 him if you really wanted to, It's a little bit better self-peel.
Well,
I'm not a fan of the Boomhev mask, the tier 2 fire's mask on Ardio. I think it's not it. I think our clear is perfectly fine. Oh, the plug is there! He doesn't use his beads as usual. Boomhev does have his dash though. He's going to get himself away. Hawkeye seems to want to actually take the 1v1 right there.
Although it looked like... I think Boom is just safe there. He hits level 2, he levels the dash. So I think he's just out regardless there, although it looks like in mid here, both junglers a little low. But...
They're just poking each other though.
Yeah, they're just going to clear. It looks like Hawkeye wants this neutral farm, but Osiris is not going to let him have that. And Fenrir going to get awfully low here, and Soul is going to manage to stand there and peel for her Fenrir. And now it looks like Ice Age is going to get the majority of the neutral farm because Osiris, I believe, cleared those right mids.
Did he get both?
Oh, maybe he...
Oh, sorry, I was talking about left. Sorry, excuse me. I was talking about did he get both?
No, he didn't get both on left. He only got one, and, we saw them take that one-on-one on those right mids. I'm not sure how they split them, although it looks like getting aggressive over here, Kenny just standing in front of them.
Cupid Terra, not the greatest clear.
But this Terra is level 2 now, so she will be able to actually use her kit.
So you know where I think the difficulty of
Oh, we see a Sunder
why?
from Ducky.
Okay.
Uh,
The difficulty I think that KWM is gonna actually be running into.
Although, hold on, we
Gonna
see
get the solo kill.
him
Is
super
he?
low here, and we
It doesn't matter. Osiris is hunting.
see Mama Spaghetti come over here, and he does find the kill. Great
He
job
does.
from this RDO. Ooh. I actually
That's
don't
so
think
bad.
that's what this RDO wants there, because now the Serb gets the revenge gold.
Exactly.
That's
Such a bad play now.
that's
The double bounce
so
does
good
hit
at
on the
some
Cupid.
other-
Cupid's trying to focus the what's it called? The Sobek. Hoyi is debating if he wants to jump in. Yes, he is. He has the mark. Boomhev is going to fall. I'm pretty sure. Yes, he does. Does that mean BlubberDuckey is going to fall and change? No, he's going to be able to get himself away. Boomhev only focused the Sobek there and got well.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Peaceman played that well. You know, his support's taking all the damage, and he's like, all right, I'm fine with this. I'll just beat up your Cupid, and then it just results in Boomhev falling. I am a little worried about this RDO though, now that I believe Serb probably has this lead back off that revenge gold.
He does. And RDO has beats. Not the worst thing. The way he's gonna pull RDO. Her dash is down anyway. But anyways, what I was gonna say is the problem that I see with KWM's draft is it's all very single target, so they're gonna have to be on point with their selection on who they're all going on. It's not like last game where you have a Tiamat throwing a million abilities at once, or the Tsunami being able to focus one person at a time.
Although we see the Serval come out over here, and he hits the stun. Like, we're just gonna have a boxing match over in solo this game, just Guardian on Guardian. Although one interesting thing is that RDO opted to go the Warrior's Axe over the Vamp Shroud.
Shouldn't be taking her with it. It's kind of it. She's not gonna get value from her one. Unfortunately, the crazy thing about it is gonna heal. But the flank is on. They don't know. So he's holding off the dash. I think they'll have to dash.
Oh no, but Peaceman leaps into his own team and gets their man stun, but they do still manage to find the kill on the Boom. And it looks like Kenny hits the pluck onto Ducky here and uses lurking in the water. They're going to take damage. But Fender comes in here, hoping to bring something back for his team, and they do end up finding the kill. That was terrible, yeah. But unfortunately, Hawkeye no longer has the ult, and Ducky will fall, but Hawkeye manages to find another kill. Hawkeye, I think, just turned that around. You know, I mean, two members fall on each side now. Although we see the Raijin use the ult here in mid, but Soul will just disapparate away. Interesting thing, though, now KWM knows that the Raiju ult is down. Do you think they're going to look to get aggressive on him here?
Nah, there's no shot they can do anything to him. Terra ult's down. There's no big kill potential. Terra's not going to be able to lock this Raijin in place long enough for them to do anything. That's the problem with Soul mid.
Great counter rotation from Hawkeye there over in the dual lane. To find that, holy crap. They managed to find those 2 kills in return. Definitely big for them because it looks like Ice Age does not want to let Boomhev have a nice lane this time.
Yeah,
And they're definitely trying to help Peaceman out.
I mean, Peaceman, when I went back and did my scouting report for my team, I felt like the dual lane was the win condition for Ice Age, and they're definitely.
It looks like Osiris getting collapsed on here. Serb and Fenrir found him in the jungle, but he's just so tanky. It looks like he's gonna be able to get away. Fenrir uses the leap into a Sobek knockup, unfortunately, and now RDO is here. And it looks like they're gonna choose to look at the Serb here. Serb does not have his ultimate now, and Soul will drop the Stellar Burst, and this fight going a little long. Members low on each side, and that was looking like. No, is that Ducky? That's Ducky caught between all 3 of them, but Fenrir gets the ult onto the Osiris, and they get him under the tower, and great counter rotation appeal for KWM there.
Well, Peaceman's rotating in. I don't think anybody sees it. The mark is there. Is he gonna find anything? Oh, Boomhev followed him as well. I didn't actually notice that.
I don't know why KWM is standing so close here. They're all so low. I don't know why they're letting Ice Mage have this fight. I don't know.
They didn't respect the RDO cripple there, buddy boy. That's why you get beads.
Like, even if Peaceman doesn't rotate there, I feel like I don't think they can step up because they were all so low, and it now looks like Ice Age is going to take that win and go straight to this gold split.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely on their end. It's a very questionable positioning there. I don't know why they just don't back into their tower. Yeah, I agree with you there.
And I was actually going to say, you know, great great toot from the Ardio there to catch out Ducky, but I was actually gonna say the fight before in that jungle. I was gonna say it's unfortunate that Ardio couldn't get the 2 onto Fenrir in time before he leaped away, and so then they had to kind of just like look at that Cerberus, and he was tanky enough that the team couldn't kill him, and then Hawkeye just came in, grabbed the Osiris, and took him under the tower.
Was that what actually happened there? I thought that they were just focusing on Cerberus and Hawkeye just came in and just decided to munch on somebody and take him to a
It looked
line.
so for me. It looked like the Ardio came in on the right, and then she activated the 2, but then no one was actually in it, and then the Cerberus right next to her. She just turned and looked at him, and then they all went on the Cerb, and then Hawkeye had run back under the tower, and I believe he leaped over that corner and then just grabbed the Osiris and ran off. And
Cerberus is here. I mean, Ardio is here again. Hello. Oh, they want to set up for this gold fairy. They're going for an early gold fairy pull.
So one thing that does worry me, it looks like Kenny keeps using this pluck onto the Terra, and a lot of times Ducky has the passive up so that he can't be plucked, although it looks like, looking at this Cupid's purple buff at the moment. However, KWM is rotating a kind of Osiris in here trying to find something, and it looks like Ducky will come and try to help, but his dash just gets stopped by the Ardio. Still have first drop to try and heal, but it looks like Ice Age will then just turn and look at the red instead. Fields of Love gets dropped by Cupid. Unfortunately, isn't able to find the mark. Hawkeye leaps in here and finds the kill onto the Soul Laner. And now is Osiris copping through people. However, they're all in the Hui ult, so they all have to run. Big ult from Peaceman there. Although they do manage to find the kill onto the Osiris, while Peaceman finds the kill onto BlubberDuckey over here. And it looks like KWM still wants to chase. Serb going in here, knows these members have no mana, and he wants to find this kill onto Peaceman. He does not want to let him get away, and it looks like Boomhev will come in and clean it up for him.
What a weird exchange. I think zoned KWM extremely far out, and it just like ended up turning.
I think just MAMASPAGHETTIX got caught on the wrong side of. Although we see a big Serbolt here, he gets the Raijin beads. It looked to me like Hawkeye kind of, Hui dropped that fantastic ult that made KWM unable to fight, so they had to turn around and walk out. And it looked like all the members of Ice Age like turned around and walked away. But then MAMASPAGHETTIX got caught on their side of the ultimate, so then now all the members of KWM are like just smacking their lips.
Did
they
you
want
see
it.
that KWM just stood inside the Hui ult though, and actually just tried to auto down MAMASPAGHETTIX there? Like they just all stood in
they
there.
ran out eventually. They, maybe their HPs got a little lower than they would have liked, but they hopped out.
Yeah. Early grouping though, 8 minutes into the game, they're grouping 5 men already. I think Ice Age has done a great job of trying to put Boomhev behind, and they're taking advantage of the comp at the moment.
Although it looks like
Osiris ult is off the mark.
Low over here. They won't be able to catch him. Even though the ult's off the mark, he does manage to not only peel for his Soul Laner, but he finds the kill onto Hawkeye now, but he's not going to be able to fight the Cerberus.
He might be able to do it.
No way, he's not winning this engagement without Lord of the Afterlife.
KWM
is going to be up
needs
any
to notice
second.
that this Osiris is a tank. They need to realize that now. Maybe tell Boomhev to get a Kittens early, because they're going to run into some trouble here.
Looks like they are grouping around these oracles here. Kenny zoning out KWM so that his carries can get the oracles.
Supp called this force though.
Yeah. Not too sure how I feel about that. I feel like that was a great job by Kenny to zone them out there, but he had to use Lurking in the Waters in order to do so.
Yeah, here, bud. Take it away.
And it looks like they are going to try and... It looks like they're trying to sneak this Gold Fury, but Ducky knows. Nice shot from Ducky being on the mark, although they don't care. They don't care that Ducky knows. Maybe they think that the mid and carry on the side of KWM backed, and it looks like they are going to force this fight. Sobek gets the plug onto the Soul here. And the Terrell is forced, and Kenny will instantly fall. Raijin will have to run away here on no HP. Hawkeye looking for him on the back. We see the Lord of the Afterlife go down. Hawkeye did find the kill onto the Raijin. Members of Ice Age awfully low here. Ducky finds the kill onto Slashface, and now Osiris in the jaws of Fenrir getting chased down by their team. And that's a deicide for the side of KWM.
Okay, sorry. What?
So Ice Age tried to force this Gulf Fury, and they just didn't seem to be able to do it. Ice Age kind of forced this Gulf Fury, and then Kenny went for the pluck onto the Soul, and he hit the pluck on the Soul, but it looked like Token Billy kind of went in and made it so that the backline of Ice Age wasn't able to really do anything to the Soul, and Ducky then just dropped the ultimate, and I think that ult might have actually hit all 10 players in the game.
Jeez.
I'm not sure, but I think it hit at least 7 or 8.
I mean,
So it looked like Ice Age just kind of tried to force that Gold Fury there, and they paid the price.
Ducky is inting to 1. The man has 4 deaths in 12 minutes.
Oh my god.
So they're using basically almost everything on Ducky. From the looks of it, he gets the ult off and then just dies, and his team cleans up at the end.
Yeah, and he is managing to find these ults before he dies, which is definitely big for a Terra.
After a little bit slow start, though, Boomhev does have an XP lead down in the dual lane now.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like he is going to go that Kittens as well.
Yep, the early maybe. Well, let's see if he actually opts.
There's no way. That has to be a Kittens.
Oh, if his ult comes up here, yeah, I was gonna say, I think he just
the
wins this.
Hui has the leap though. The Hui also has.
You think he's gonna dash? You think he's gonna dash? Is the heart bomb gonna connect? Yes, it does. It's a solo kill for Boomhev.
I don't think his heart bomb connected. I think he just autoed him there.
Oh, I thought he heart bombed.
Not too sure. Although Hawkeye coming in here, not happy. Token Billy got kind of beat up over here. He's gonna look for the kill onto the Ardio here. Oh, but it looks like the mid and what is it?
Oh,
bstende and Ducky are also here. And wait, Boomhev's here? Oh no, Hagerdy's over in duo looking for the kill on the Boomhev.
Wait, what?
It looked like Hagerdy went on Boomhev over in the duo
Why?
lane.
Okay.
Not too sure, but it looks like, I mean, maybe he just thought, you know, his ult was down, and maybe he just thought he'd be able to get something. But from the looks of it, it doesn't look like he got his Aegis, and his beats were down for that fight.
Oh no, the Thunder is there. The Brutalize is on the mark. Kenny is smart enough to keep the charge prey to get himself away without being in any other trouble.
Wow, Ice Age.
I got shook because Hawkeye chunky cardio with autos.
Mm-hmm. So
He's swinging at her for like 200 in auto.
well, what I would assume here is, yeah, if you look at her, she only has magical
stacked
defense.
on magical defense. Oh no.
I was gonna say maybe. I was actually a little confused because I was gonna say even though she started magical D against a Serb, she should have some sort of physical D, but it looks like she does not.
RDOs go mystical mail, breastplate, stack on the physical side because they know that the magical isn't gonna hit as hard.
I mean, I like the Genji's pickup. It gives her the cooldown, gives her the mana, but is that maybe a pestilence that she's building? I'm not too sure. A bulwark? Yeah. I have to like readjust the item has been buffed in the game now.
Well, we're gonna be creeping up to this 12. Once Kenny is able to get an upgraded Curse Song, I think these fights might be working out a little bit better for them. But at that point, Ducky's adjustment should adjust to just only ult the backline of the enemy team.
Do you think KWM looks another 50-minute Fire Giant?
50 minutes?
15, like I believe last game they pulled that Fire Giant at like 15, 16 minutes. Although Kiva drops the Fields of Love and finds it on Kenny, Ducky, and Boom here. What? Hui, I mean...
What? I know you're gonna die, but... What?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think he lives there wherever he dives. If he dives on Boomhev, Boomhev kills him.
Away to the Osiris, it might be coming to try and save him.
No, because bstende was coming around that purple buff on the far side.
Okay.
He wasn't getting away there.
But he gives the kill to Boomhev, who's 7-2, 15 minutes into the game. Like, why give it to him?
Yeah, it definitely doesn't make much sense. However, if he didn't give it up to Boomhev, it actually would have probably just gone the way of bstende, because I'm sure that Ducky knew he was coming and would have just given it right to him.
Yeah, that's rough. You hate to see it. They're just abusing them right now. Sobek has, yeah. Did Sobek ult that fight, or did he just die?
He went into the waters. Does he still have it? Yeah, he does. It looked like he started. It looked like as he went to lurk in the waters, the Fields of Love detonated, and it killed him. So I'm assuming that's why his ult isn't on cooldown.
Yeah, he also went for it, understanding that he has no way of getting out of the keep it all. I mean, Terra just gets the ball. KNFM is grouping for this or Gold Fairy, excuse me. 16 minutes. I think it's 16.
Yeah, we
are.
are.
Some aggressive wards here. Token Billy looking to zone.
Do you think Ice Age even steps up to this Gold Fury, or do you think they just try and play the other side of the map?
I think they should go for poke and then make a judgment call if that they do.
Although that's exactly what they need. They find the Cerberus.
Nobody's
the
around.
Gold Fury already almost dead. It looks like KWM will drop it to try and take this fight. Fields of Love gets dropped on 3 members, but it looks like they're all just going to get out. Members of Ice Age awfully low here. Hawkeye on the backline manages to find, I believe that's the Osiris. Osiris being lured the Afterlife to try and escape, although now it looks like Token Billy awfully low here. And Boomhev will finally go. Boomhev dashes in, gets the heart bomb and the stun.
And, oh, is he gonna win this trade? I think he might.
I think he will.
No, he's not. Oh man. Just when you think the fight went well for them, they were able to pick Token Billy right at the beginning of it. But I think the Terra Hill helped them, let him live a little bit longer than like they expected, excuse me. Man, I do not like Slashface's build. I'm sorry, this build is not it.
Yeah, I feel like he's having such a hard time surviving in these fights without... He doesn't have any of these fizz procs, he's just like insta-dying Boomhev.
Yeah. It's a really bad build. Really hurting their team. There's no way that he can't live to keep it in. I'm pretty sure Cupid killed him, right?
Yeah, I mean Boomhev's doing a lot in these fights. He's 9-2 right now on this Cupid.
9-2, got the full kins already. Like, oh, this is rough. But then even there, like, the Fenrir has Hydras, he has his pen already. Like, Fenrir's gonna kill you too. Like, you just don't have physical prods.
Like, I don't know, maybe I could understand it if the Soul was the one who was 9-2, but I mean, this is a 9-2 Cupid. He's got the Kins online. He's got the Silver Branch online. And now I'm assuming that's a Dominance that he's going to go?
Yeah, it's 100% a Dominance.
So he's going to have all the pen online that he needs. And by the time this Ardio gets her Fizz Prots online, this Cupid's already going to be chunking her.
Cupid's about to be 20 in 19 minutes.
Cupid better be... That's terrifying. Not to mention this Ardio is also level 14. That is not something you want to see, although it looks like they are trying to contest this Pyro, and they do manage to get it. And it looks like they're going to get away scot-free.
Cupid ulted somewhere.
Although it looks like, Mama Spaghetti awfully low here. I imagine that's where the Fields of Love was.
Okay.
I don't know, I feel like that was such a bad play for Ice Age to defend that Pyro, but they did it. And they're getting away, and they get the plus onto Token Billy here. This is all looking up for Ice Age. The Hui drops in the corridor, but the members of Ice Age awfully low. Hawkeye trying to clean up here.
Hawkeye will get a revenge kill onto the Sobek. Level 13 Sobek, not the worst thing. Wow, that's a really good ult by Hagerdy to actually bring the Cerberus back to his team. Man, it barely clipped him too. Mama Spaghetti no beat. Mama Spaghetti no beads. I mean, has beads, no ult. He has a bracer, so that's something. Yeah, I'm not really sure about that one. Is he just okay? So he's bracing there to go for a steal, I guess.
Though we see the Ardio harassing the backline, KWM will drop the Fire Giant and take this next fight. But oh my God, that Fenrir Brutalized doing so much damage. They get the Boomhev dash, and Raijin's gonna Thunder Crash in on him now. Now he's caught in the Osiris 3, and it looks like Boomhev's gonna fall here, but they will get the kill onto Osiris. The members of KWM awfully low, and only Ardio was low on the side of Ice Age, who is now Sobek coming right back into this fight, full HP.
Cerberus does get the ult. He's bringing it back to his team, gets the beads.
You know, Ice Age is bringing these fights back, even though they're at such a major deficit. They've brought it back to only a 4K deficit. Or maybe, no, it's 5K.
It's Raijin. Raijin does so much damage to tanks. You can't walk at them for free.
And I think, it looked to me like, I feel like no team that was behind in the way Ice Age should contest that Pyromancer, you know? They should contest that Fire Giant. But they contest that Pyro, and they live. And not only do they live and steal it, they win the fight.
Boom, and they kill Boomhev.
Yeah, like that's just also crazy. I mean, I think it was because, you know, Hagerdy had a really good ult on the Raijin, but I don't know if you saw it. The Hui also, Peaceman had a great ultimate because they chased them into that corridor, and he dropped the Suns, I think, on like 3 people.
He dropped the Suns on 3 people, but when Token Billy was trying to run away, Hagerdy's ult actually was able to taunt him back inside and keep him locked in there. Like, barely nicked him right at the end, too. That was a really good ult.
This backline of Ice Age is playing so well right now.
Honestly,
I almost feel like KWM may have just gotten a little complacent.
The front line walk to them and then just kill them.
I don't know. I almost feel like KWM may have just gotten like a little complacent with their lead and just thought they had it. But Ice Age showing that they're not out of this game yet and bringing it right back, and we see the Ducky going in by himself here. It looks like he will manage to get away. Well, I mean, even though he got plucked, like it looked like he was over here by himself, but he does get away. But the Oracles go the side of Ice Age.
They get all the relics though. I mean, they get the ult for Sobek for free.
Mm-hmm.
He's able to get himself out. He shouldn't have to back because he has his healing. But he has plenty of time to get there. Oh, a blink.
You see the blink plug from Snowback.
Boomhev is gonna get himself away here.
Boomhev had the beads, unfortunately couldn't use them in time, but they did end up getting him away. Raijin uses the ultimate.
Oh, but
Hawkeye on the back line here. Huge damage onto the Huyi, but Huyi will leap away and into his team. And it looks like Osiris has to use Lord of the Afterlife to escape. Although Token Billy, I'm not sure what hit him here, but he's awfully low. All the members of Ice Age are now low. Oh, Token Billy, you cannot run into Huyi right now. Although we see the ult from Ducky onto this backline, and it looks like KWM wants to chase. The Supp comes in here, getting the slow onto Slashface, and Slashface is going to fall. And now Hawkeye in here by himself will have to leap in and then just brutalize away.
There's a lot of shred.
There is a lot of shred. I think
we're going to be seeing a lot of very long fights in these comps.
Big thing to note there, Token Billy is not in the same position he was in game 1, where he can just run at this backline and take little to no damage. Because I don't know if you saw that he tried just running at Peaceman this game, but
yeah,
Peaceman's got the Kittens and the dominance.
Take damage on him as well. Yeah, you're gonna get chunked down this time.
Yeah, he walked at Peaceman. Peaceman hit 2 autos, and Token Billy was like, "All right, you know what? I'm gonna head out.
Let me fall back for my team to help.
I'm gonna head out. I don't think this is gonna work out. Although it looks like that Oni Fury did go the way of KWM.
Yeah, it's all about these long engagements. It's gonna be difficult for them. I think KWM is gonna have to use a little bit of the healing on their end.
I feel like KWM has been winning these games by grouping up, and I feel like they've kind of stopped here. I feel like some of them have just been going in like a little early, and then Sobek has been getting these plucks off, but it does look like they are finally grouping up, and I think are they pulling this fire? It looks like they are. Token Billy trying to zone the RDO, but Osiris and Sobek gonna walk right in.
I think it's gonna.
They're gonna go for the steal. KWM does secure it, and Osiris goes down almost immediately. So Supp hits I think like a 2-3 man ult. Hagerdy trying to do whatever he can here, but unfortunately he cannot do enough, and Huyi just gets. And Huyi's gonna get attacked here, and.
Oh, no. And they got Oni waves coming in. I don't think this is a game, but they're definitely gonna get a mid bird here.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh no, these respawn timers are really long.
Actually,
they might actually be. This might actually be game. They got both their hunters. No, they don't. Boomhev's dead. They got Soul with the E. Are we gonna see an upset? Are they gonna go for it? Are they going for it?
They do.
Oh,
8 seconds on the most recent timer, and that's Sobek. Sobek's not gonna do anything.
KWM taking down the tied for the #1 seed. Is this what we're seeing here? Kenny comes into the front. Is it gonna be enough? He just has to delay time. Everyone's committed to this Titan room, and it's game. Kittens when Mittens comes out with a 2-0 upset over Ice Age.
What was bstende doing there? I was about to say the only way Sobek saves this game, but why was he standing on the far side of the Titan?
I don't know.
Why was he? Great game from both teams. I feel like KWM, I feel like they just deathballed. They just grouped up. I think Ice Age was getting back into that game when KWM stopped grouping as well. But I feel like the moment that KWM started grouping again, Ice Age just really struggled to find any way back into this game.
It's rough. I mean, Kenny found key blocks, but his team was just so far away to get away. RDO had little to no prods, just getting shredded by the backline of Cupid. I don't know, man. It looked like Ice Age just wasn't ready to play.
Although, oh my God, 10-1 on this Fenrir. Hawkeye definitely showing this is not a pick you want to give him.
11-4 from Cupid, from navigated by Boomhev. I mean, we're talking about Terra had 4 deaths in 5 minutes.
And how much did he end with? Oh no! Oh wow! They guess they couldn't.
4.
They weren't able to find him again. Although even though Hagerdy went 1-4 in this Raijin, I feel like he played this pick really well. There were like points in this game where it seemed like Ice Age played really well, but like you said, maybe not show up to play, but it seemed like they just weren't ready to play like as a team. I would say. Because it looked like, yeah, like KWM was here. They were grouping. They were grouping game 1. They were grouping game 2, and it just didn't feel like Ice Age was matching that energy, and it just let KWM just win these fights.
Yeah, it was a really big disconnect. I think KWM was really good with their target focus, and that was the main thing that we were talking about, right? Everything was single target. Like how are they going to focus people out? And that was something that Kittens struggled with for the first 5 weeks of play.
Definitely a great sets from both teams, though.
Yeah, definitely a great set. Congratulations to Kittens on their upset. I'd like to see how Ice Age is going to bounce back next week. I think, yeah, Skogs are still playing. It's 1-0 Skogs right now. They're playing against Far Out, who's also tied for first place.
So that, wait, and then who's the third team tied for first place?
Going Ghost, Far Out, Skogs, and Ice Age. We're all tied.
So at the end of today, at this point, we're going to have either a two-way tie for first, or we are going to have a first place team.
Yeah.
That
There's going to be a two-way tie or a sole survivor.
So I believe that's it for our stream, right?
That's it for our stream. I definitely recommend everyone head over to the Valhalla League's main one to see them play against
Far Out.
play against
Far Out versus Skogs should be another good game.
I think this is a clapback week for Skogs. I'm pretty sure they lost their last week of play, so they might be a little angry.
Yeah, but they're playing against Far Out. They can't let that anger, affect their play too much. But
yeah, I heard the support of Far Out went like 0-13.
Yikes!
The first game, so we'll see how.
Maybe Skogs are a little angry. Oh my god.
Well, with that, everyone, I wish you guys a good rest of your Sunday and good luck on your games.